Hello, welcome to Studio Nicole. I am Nicole, and I am so happy that you're here. Today, I want to spend some time in my Amsterdam Travel Journal. It's been a couple of weeks since I've gotten into this, and I really need to get back to it. I've filled in days 1 and 2, and so today I'm going to tackle day 3. I have a ton of photos. These are all from one day. It's so many. It was so much. So I have a ton of photos that I want to include, and I have some ephemera. I have a postcard that I wrote and mailed home. I have some stamps that I want to use to delineate each day. This is our itinerary for day 3. It was a pretty busy day. This is the bag that I had all the paper ephemera in. I want to see if maybe I can use some of this pattern somewhere, somehow. Some tags, some business cards, some brochures and postcards. This is from the lunch place where we ate. Oh, another little bag with a street scene on it. I'm telling you, the bags in Amsterdam were just the coolest thing. For a paper lover, um, it was awesome. I have this beautiful postcard that I want to include. And this is a letter that my husband wrote me and snuck in my suitcase. And then what do I got? A brochure here. And all of this stuff I got at this tiny little shop. It was just like paper goodies and stuff. I got some cool, they're not really postcards, they're just like photos, but they are the coolest. Let me see if I can get them without a glare. They're just the coolest photos. Anyway, and what else? What else? Oh, I don't really know exactly what these are. I think they fold up into little envelopes because they have like fold marks on them, and they look like old Dutch money. So, again, I don't know what they're really for, but as a paper lover, this stuff made me happy. So yeah, so that's the ephemera that I have that I want to try to fit in here. And the photos that I have and my journal that's already getting too big for its spine. I can't find my Yoo-hoo glue replacement, so I might just be out. I'm gonna go ahead and just use the Elmer's for now. I probably, since there are so many photos, I probably will just put you on like super fast speed while I like glue everything in and figure out where I want it to go. And then I will take you off of super speed and talk a little bit while I decorate. I have my Amsterdam journal kit here with my stamps and all of my stickers and washi tape and what have you. So I might um, just put the photos in and some of this in, and then I'll come back and we'll kind of decorate together, I think is probably what we'll do. So I'll see you soon once I've got all this finished. All right, folks, I am back. I have all of my photos from day 3 in the journal. I've got them all glued down and arranged where I think I want them. I do want to put in some ephemera. I've got some stickers and some journaling little tags and titles. I have a few things still from the little used paper shop that I haven't figured out. Oh, sorry, where I want to put these or if I want to put these in. Um, so I've still got a few things to do. I was just going to kind of talk through some of the photos while I was doing that, and then I'll probably finish up with just some journaling, either off camera or on super fast speed. I'm not sure exactly yet. But day 3, Wednesday, May 28th, we started out the day visiting the Bloemen Market. That was our first stop for the day. And to get there, so I say day 3. Day 1 was really just all travel. Day 2 was the day that we arrived. And then we had dinner that night, and then we kind of like crashed back at the hotel. So day 3 was actually our first full day in Amsterdam. I'm just testing out to see how this works. That's not terrible. Okay. Um, I wanted to be able to stamp like day and then use these stamps to list or to like delineate. I just used that word. It's a weird word, and now I've used it twice. Um, I don't know. I can't think of another word. Anyway, I wanted to do like day 2, day 1. There's got to be a 3 in here somewhere. There it is. Okay, so for day 3, I wanted to use the stamp, and I specifically bought this set of clip together stamps specifically so that I could do this. Like, I mean, and the last time I worked on this project, I must have started to do it because I put the D, the A, and the Y, I guess, all together and then lost them somewhere. I have looked everywhere. I've looked all in my journal kit here. I've looked in every little pocket and sleeve. Um, I looked with all of my Amsterdam like memorabilia and souvenirs. I have looked all over my desk and all my little nooks and crannies and baskets and bowls, and I can't find it. Have completely lost the only letters that I need. So, um, so yeah. So I found this stamp. It's Studio G. It's like a planner stamp set, and it says free day. So what I am gonna try to do is just ink the day part. Um, yeah, improvise. So I'm just inking day, and okay, now did I lose the stamp? Oh, it's over here. Okay, right? Listen. Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay, where do I want to put it? Maybe here? Day 3. Except this is like turquoise ink, and it's going to look weird with that brown. So maybe I'll do it in black instead. Okay. Whoop. Get all that turquoise off. Let me ink this up with black ink instead. I hope this ink pad works actually. This is a really old one, and it might not be very like inky. What do we think? Oh yeah, okay, that works. It's not perfect, but it works. Nothing ever is perfect, right? Okay. I'm gonna go with right here. Hey, look at that. It says day. I can read it. Fantastic. Okay. I get going and then I forget little things like covering up the ink pads or putting the lid back on the glue. And then before I know it, I've lost the lids to stuff, or stuff has dried out, or I've misplaced the other stamps. All right, day 3. Fantastic. I am going to put the other days. Actually, these little stamps are sticking to my fingers from all the glue stick. All right. I'm going to keep out 1 and 2, and I'm going to backtrack a little bit, and I'm going to do day 1 and 2. I don't know why I didn't do that when I first lost the day letter stamps, but okay. So day 1 was really like the airplane. So I'm going to put day 1 maybe right here. Day 1. Where's the page? Oh, the airport one is there. Okay, yeah, I'll do it right here because I've got a nice big space. So put this right here. And then ink this up again. I know that I could use like washi tape to like block off part of the stamp and then peel it, and then it would probably be a little bit more crisp. But I'm kind of lazy. And really, I think that works. So, pretty happy with it. All right, so that was day 1. And then day 2 would be the day that we get to the airport. So maybe right here, day 2. We have arrived. I don't know, there's not a lot of space. I feel like that's not going to stand out. Um, I want it to be very like visible. Day 2. It's going to be, oh, maybe right here. There we go. Because the first thing we really did, I mean, we checked into the hotel, but like this was our first excursion into the city. We went to Ooster Park in the rain and kind of wandered around a little bit before dinner. So this is kind of, I'm just going to call this day 2. I think that's completely fair. All right. And now I'm going to need to keep this stamp somewhere handy so that I can use it for the other days so that it stays consistent. What are the odds that I will not lose this? I'm going to put it in this envelope with my little stamp box. Will I remember that I put it in there? Debatable. But that's where it is. So, all right. So, back to day 3. So, we started day 3 with a tram ride. I have this street scene. It's a 360-degree view of the tram stop that's right next to our hotel. So I don't know if it'll work like on video. I don't know if you can like pause the video and try the QR code. I don't know. I have no idea, but I want it in my journal so that I can scan it and kind of like get to that photo. So it's kind of neat. I decided not to cover this map up just because the map, I just think it's interesting to have a map of Amsterdam. I did cover, this was like a very specific part of town, and it wasn't something that where we went or did anything, so I didn't worry about that one. This one is near our hotel. Actually, we were here on this Linnéestraat. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's where our hotel was. And some of the restaurants that we ate were over here by the Amstel, and we walked through Ooster Park. And so I kept this one because this was a part of the city that we spent some time in, and then this is kind of like the um like a big part of like the main part of town. Anyway, I didn't put anything on this page. We didn't really see any windmills on this trip. We didn't include that in the itinerary this time around. We just there were too many things to see and we had to cut some things out. So I don't have any pictures to go along with this, but I just thought I would leave that page kind of as it is. This is a an envelope that opens up, and I've included this is a picture of the tram and the little screen in the tram that tells you what the next stop is. So I thought I would do some journaling here about the tram rides. I also I ran across this while I was looking through these little. So I like this, almost there. Um, so I thought I might include that somewhere on this page, but also, well, now I've lost it. It's shocking. Um, this is just a torn out of like a little journaling book, and it says, "How difficult was it to get from point A to point B today?" And I thought I could do a little bit of journaling here about like how comfortable we got with the tram after that first day that was so like terrible and kind of traumatic. Um, After that first day, we really, the trial by fire, we definitely knew what we were doing after that. So I thought I would maybe include that. I don't know if I need journaling in both places or not. Um, I also could include it a few pages later. Um, we also took a train, the metro or the train. I think this was just the train. So I thought I could also include that here. I'm not sure where I want to include it. I'm just going to tuck it in here for now because it's perfect. And I'll do some journaling later and figure out where I really want it to end up. Maybe I'll leave that there and I'll put this here. Um, or over here. Maybe that's what I'll do. Oh, look. And I left the lid off of both my glue and my ink pad over here because, of course, I did. All right. So I'm going to put that there. Um, So I took some pictures of these statues. We were stopped. We were on the tram. We were stopped at a light or something, and I took these pictures. This one, I just thought it looks like she's looking down at her cell phone in her hand. Um, just like everybody, I was looking around like on the tram, and everyone was like on their phone with their head bent. And then I looked up on the building and saw this statue, and I just thought like that's exactly, what she's representing there. I'm sure it's not, but that's exactly what it sounded like. And then this gentleman, just a little farther down on the building, looks like he is um very confidently mansplaining something to someone. So anyway, I took these two pictures of these random statues and I just thought it would be funny to do a little bit of journaling about how even though they're ancient statues, they can sort of be used to represent funny aspects of today's society. Anyway, that's just my own little brand of weird humor. Um, this was painted on a shop window. I'm going to see the world, and I thought it was very appropriate, so I took a big picture of it. This is a panoramic photo of the Bloemen Market, the floating flower market. The students really enjoyed that, and we wandered through it. That was the first thing we did on day 3. I have a label here from a bag that I bought. Of all the souvenirs that I bought while I was in Amsterdam, I ended up buying 3 bags. I bought one because I really liked the design. And then maybe 30 minutes later, I ran across another, like just a little tote bag, like €5 maybe. And then a little bit later, I ran across one that was a similar design, but it was like denim. And I was like, oh, I really like the denim one. Okay, I'm just going to get the denim one. And then the next day, when it was like raining and we were wandering through some little shop somewhere, and I found this waterproof backpack with all these little pockets, and I just fell in love with it. So I ended up buying that too. So I bought a lot of bags. That was my biggest souvenir while I was in Amsterdam. So I didn't anticipate that, but that's how it went. But the first one was here at the Bloemen Market, so that's why I put this tag here. Some pictures of the flowers. It really was beautiful. I know you can't really see it. This picture kind of just looks like a big mash of everything, but each of these is a different variety of flower, and then there are flowers hanging from the ceiling. It's gorgeous. This is actually the one of the printables from Etsy that I had bought, and so I just left it here. It worked out well. Um, with the other pictures from the flower market. I included my postcard that I sent home. I think it was the end of day 3 when I finally sent a postcard home. I did take international stamps with me so that I could do that. So I've included that here. This is a printable from Etsy, and then this is the actual one of the actual photos that I took. And I just thought it was, I mean, it's obviously not identical, but I just thought, it's really like this in the city. It's not just in certain parts of the city, it's the entire city is built like that. It's just fascinating to me. I love architecture anyway. Thought it was very cool. Just I did have these stickers, and I wanted to put one of these flower stickers here on the flower market page. I don't know if that will. It's very like thick and dimensional, and this is already getting pretty thick, so I don't know. I'm gonna rethink that. I'm gonna think about that again. What else have I got over here? Hmm. We have some pictures from, I'm probably going to say this wrong, but the Albert Coop Market. It's like an open air, like vendors. We got some stroopwafels and wandered through the market a little bit. And then from there, we took the train. We went down into like the underground train station and took the train to the National Archive. I'm pretty sure is where we went next. So I have some washi tape here with some trains, like train tickety stuff. It's gonna peel some of this off. And it's kind of sticking to itself, as washi tends to do if you're not careful. All right, there we go. Mm, I already had some washi on it that was like flowers, so I'm kind of going to peel that off and then stick this down instead. All right, fantastic. I might put some more on there just to bring this, because it's a really bright green, and I kind of don't have it anywhere else on the page, so I might bring it across the page. So there we go. Okay. I took a picture of the Kilo shop like awning and sign. I did want to do some thrift shopping while I was in Amsterdam, but I really only had, I mean, this particular day I had about 15 minutes before I had to meet the rest of the group between lunch and the train to the archive. So I barely had a chance to kind of peek in the shop, and I didn't really get, you need more than 15 minutes to do thrift shopping for real. So, um, and then the rest of the week, we were so busy. I just didn't get a chance to do any other thrift shopping. So it just didn't happen. It will remain on my to-do list for the next time I'm in Amsterdam. We did visit the archives and we learned a lot. Like, I really found it to be an incredible opportunity to learn about how the city was built and the canals and the architecture, all just stuff that, I completely nerd out on. So this is cut from one of the big brochures that I got from the archives. This is a picture of the downstairs exhibit. This is a postcard set, and I've glued some photos to the inside. The downstairs exhibit was inside of a safe or a vault, so you can see like these really big vault doors. Um, so I just am tucking this here. This is that flower shaped postcard that I picked up at the Albert Coop Market. I had to do some surgery to the book. I took off what was glued to this envelope flap and I glued this down instead. And I really probably need to um, put something else here to cover this up because it looks kind of janky. But I'm not sure exactly. Eh, eh, eh. I'm not really excited about anything here. Um, Maybe I'll just do some journaling. Oh, you know what? I wonder. I could just do some journaling on the back of the postcard and kind of like put this ribbon here. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be really hard to glue down. I might use this for something else. Maybe I'll just put some washi tape down there. That sounds like it might be a good plan. Hmm. I don't know where the colors are. Oh, here it is. Different bin. I'll use this one. These colors look really good with what else is on this page, so this will work. This washi tape is not as sticky as the train tape that I used earlier. Really had a lot of like stick to it, but this doesn't feel like it does. So just using some glue stick. And of course, I cut it too short. Should have measured it. That's what I get. There are times when I am doing certain projects where precision and, like attention to detail and care really come into play. And so I don't want it to seem like I'm just super lazy and don't care about anything. But I think in a lot of, oh, I don't like that. I think in a lot of, artsy sort of spaces, the focus on perfection and making sure everything is exactly right and measuring things and I don't know. I just feel like that kills creativity and it slows you down. It slows down your momentum. So, in as long as the overall project is not going to suffer catastrophically, like I'm all for just good enough. Um, there is a photo of all the bikes, and I captioned it with the top from a Project Life card that says another strange sight, just because, I don't live in a big city here in America, but, certainly nowhere that I've been has there been such a profusion of bikes like there are in Amsterdam. Like you see that and you hear about it and you think bikes when you think Amsterdam, but it really is everywhere. Um it's just so much more prevalent than you can even imagine. And there's some space on the back to do some journaling on the back of that little tuck. This is another of the 360-degree photos, but this one actually does show students' faces up close. So I covered up that QR code. I didn't want to share that without their permission. This was the spine. I mean, not the spine. This was the closure of the journal. initially when I first made it, and it's already too bulky, and this didn't work, so I cut it out and turned it into like a bookmark, and so I've just tucked it into this pocket. We did a canal tour in the afternoon. Oh wait, there were some photos somewhere that I missed. What did I miss? Oh, the photos in the middle here. We had lunch. That's what I missed. We had a lunch at the Burger Bistro near the Albert Cube Market. Um, I I ordered truffle fries, and the mayonnaise was implied apparently, and I did not. It just did not occur to me that there would be mayonnaise on the fries. So I'm not a big mayonnaise fan. I did try them. I ate some of them. They weren't terrible. I just am not I don't love mayonnaise. So it's funny though, because they put mayonnaise on everything. Like there was mayonnaise on all the fries and so many of the menu items. It was funny to me how prevalent that was. There we go again, using the word prevalent after just using it a minute ago. All right. In the afternoon, we did a canal cruise, iconic Amsterdam. It really was a nice cruise. I thought I had oh, here it is. This is the company that we used, Pure Boats. It was great. It was a great tour. I blocked out some of the people around me. Um, we took this photo of this ship, and I'm going to totally mangle the details because I don't remember exactly, but it is obviously a vintage ship from a long time ago. It was built fairly recently, however, and it took them something like 5 years to build because they built it using authentic tools and techniques from the time period in which it was, original. The plans were original. So I just thought that was a neat story. I thought it was a neat thing to take a picture of. All right, boat tour, boat tour. All of my Facebook profile photos are pictures of my feet in various places. So I had to take a feet picture in Amsterdam. So I did that. Do some journaling on the back. I don't think I put anything in here. I just left it in case I want to journal a little bit more about the day. And finally, so the last thing that we did that day on day 3 was our dinner. We went to a restaurant called Sea Taste, and it is a dine in the dark experience where you are seated in complete darkness. All of the wait staff are visually impaired, and you eat your meal, in complete darkness. I mean, it is absolutely the darkest. It's not like in your room at night with the lights off. There is absolutely no ambient light. It is pitch black, so you are dining by feel and by sound, and the experience of like tasting the food and trying to figure out what you're eating, because they don't tell you. It's a surprise menu, so they don't tell you ahead of time. And I printed out what the menu was like afterwards. You can take a little quiz and see how close you were. So I printed out the menu for what we had. But it changes periodically, so you really don't know what you're going to get when you go in there. I did tell them that I had a seafood allergy. And you can obviously say if, we had one student who was gluten free, and things of that nature. So they do take into account like food allergies and what have you. But other than that, you don't know. You don't know what you're getting. And it was really surprisingly good. The food was good. And it was just a phenomenal experience. If you ever get a chance to do it, I highly recommend it. It was super cool. Just a really, really unique dining experience. Absolutely unforgettable. So I have the picture of the group in front of the restaurant, and I have the menu here. And I definitely want to be able to do some uh, journaling about that. So I'm probably going to tuck just a journaling card in to this little pocket here. I'm going to do some writing and tuck that in. I think this is the end of it, right? Yep. So the last thing that I have for day 3 was this crazy picture. We were walking back from the restaurant to the hotel, and this was just in like a ground floor window along the street. So obviously it's somebody's uh, lamp and this statue in the window that just looks like this, really attenuated uh, person sort of walking down the street. It was just, I don't know, just one of the details that caught my eye and I thought was really neat. And it made it into my journal. So I'm almost halfway done with my pages and I'm only on day 3. Hopefully we can make it work. I'm going to have to start putting more pictures on each page or more flip outs or more tucks or something. I'm going to have to start condensing a little bit. Um, I I don't know. Let's see, I think there was something about an observation that I wanted to include. Nope, that's current obsession. Mhm. Oh, here it is. It says interesting observation. And I think this might be what I use to journal on, just because it really was like such a cool experience. And you had to really observe without your eyes. You had to use all of your other senses. So I might use that to do the journaling there. So this is day 3 in my Amsterdam journal. I will add some journaling, obviously. I will probably just do that off camera. Nobody wants to sit here and watch me write. I will be back with day 4 in a future video, hopefully sooner than 2 weeks from now. I'm going to try and get on this a little bit faster. And we'll keep working. I appreciate you joining me today. I hope you had a nice time. I'm going to put the lid on my glue stick before I forget, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, folks.